A woman woke up in the wreckage of a plane. I can't believe I survived the plane crash. But the woman has no heart to sigh at this moment, because there was a tearing pain coming from my lower body. Looking down, I realized that my leg was pierced by a piece of debris. Regarding this, women can only endure pain. Pulling the wreckage out of the leg, then the woman pulled off a piece of fabric from the clothes. Simply bandage one's legs. Women are very desperate. She shouted around. The only thing that can respond to women is air. At this time, the Soviet government had also sent commissioners to investigate. The commissioner first asked the official department to send messages to the families of the victims. Then they rushed to the victim's location with a special plane. Due to the helicopter being in a low-altitude flight state, during the flight, a pilot saw a person in the forest. They immediately reported to the commissioner. Think this could be a survivor, but the commissioner thinks it's pilot's giddiness. Because the plane crashed from a height of 5,000 meters, there is no possibility of human survival. In other words, even if that person is really a survivor, the commissioner also does not allow the plane to land, because they didn't come here to find survivors at all, but to find the responsible party for the plane crash. They don't have time to stay for this. But the commissioner never expected it. When I arrived at the rescue camp and issued a confidentiality order, I was taught a lesson by the district chief here. This is not just. You bought me dozens of dollars. Impossible. Because the woman was just ignored. At this moment, she is leaning on a wooden stick and advancing on her own. But the wound on his leg made every step painful. Unfortunately, I also met a tiger at a wreckage site. Women dare not even breathe in the air at this moment, starting to cautiously retreat backwards. Unexpectedly, I stepped on a tree branch and made a noise. This moment caught the tiger's attention. Look at the tiger constantly approaching you. The woman's heart has already reached her throat. Fortunately, at this moment, the helicopter passed by again, just right to lead the tiger away. Look, the tiger has left here. The woman sat slumped in place. She recalled the last time she held hands with her husband on the plane. I also recall the scenes I played with my husband before. Regarding this, the woman suddenly remembered that her husband had taught her some clever tricks. Through this method, the woman learned about her defense. She found a coat from the dead passenger, once again embarked on the journey of self-rescue. But as I walked, I stepped into the swamp with one foot. A woman is trapped in a swamp in the wilderness, and as they struggled, they sank deeper and deeper. Fortunately, at a critical moment, the woman managed to survive by catching a nearby shrub. In order to get out of danger as soon as possible, the woman who escaped from the swamp did not stop her steps, but the injury on her leg made it difficult for her to move forward smoothly. I hadn't climbed a few steps before rowing down the mountain slope again. Women are very painful. Lying on the ground, thinking of my husband. The two were originally on a honeymoon trip. Unfortunately, they suffered a plane crash and the plane broke down. Make two people fall in different places. I don't know if my husband is still alive. Think of it here. Women have the motivation to move forward again. Unfortunately, the woman has encountered a tiger again. At this point, one person, one tiger. Exactly opposite the four eyes. Women except for running. No other choice. Maybe it's a blessing from heaven. The woman fell halfway into a fault. To avoid the tiger's crash, women continue to move forward. On the way, she found a suitcase. Besides clothes, there is also a lighter inside. The woman used a lighter to make a fire for herself. I rested here all night. The next morning, we started our journey again. She crawled carefully along the rock wall. I found the plane's nose on the other side of the river at the top of the slope. Women understand that they need to go through. He must swim across this turbulent river. He didn't hesitate about it. Swam to the opposite shore with perseverance. Came to the cockpit at the front of the plane. The captain of the plane has already died. Fortunately, there is a toolbox behind her. It contains a signal gun and 2 signal flares. Upon seeing this, the woman quickly launched a distress call, then put the other one in your pocket. Wait until the critical moment before using it again. And on the other side, the woman's parents and mother-in-law, upon learning of their deaths, hastily drove to the border of the disaster site, but he was stopped by the police at the intersection. No matter what, don't let it in. Regarding this, 3 people can only return to the car first. Unexpectedly, the mother-in-law, who was eager to save her son, raced straight into it. The woman hit the gas pedal and smashed the police's roadblock. Ignoring the pursuit of the police behind him, Durko MX, drive the car to the government building. Look at the 2 cars coming to a stop. This made the district chief, who was smoking outside, look confused. Men run in front of themselves. Only then did they realize that it was because their daughter and son were killed on the plane. But the district chief dare not say anything, because the investigation personnel are prohibited from discussing this matter. Until the man said they would sign a confidentiality agreement, the district chief only brought them to the commissioner. But the commissioner couldn't answer any questions from several people, because he's only here to investigate the cause of the plane accident. You don't need to worry about the lives of the people on the plane, and in the commissioner's opinion, people fall from such a high altitude, there's no chance of survival at all, so he advised the 3 parents not to hold on to hope. The woman's mother said about this, borrow money from 49 until now. Yes. What can't you put together? So that's basic. 60%. These words awaken the man. And at this point, on the other side, a woman is constantly advancing in the forest. She is the angry district chief. The lady's daughter survived the accident by chance, but at this moment is about to freeze to death. To keep warm, she can only push plastic bag over her head. Give yourself more warmth. At this moment, the woman lies helpless on the ground, suddenly noticed a backpack on the tree overhead. That's exactly my husband's. With the help of branches, the woman successfully removed it. In her backpack, the woman saw the painting her husband had drawn for her. Sorrow surged into my heart in an instant. She knew her husband must have fallen nearby, so the woman put on her backpack and continued to find her husband. Accompanied by heavy rain, the woman walked to a depression, looking towards the bottom of the pit, unexpectedly found out that her husband was there. Meanwhile, the commissioner of the return of conscience finally confessed to the district mayor, and told the district chief that he was investigating by helicopter. The pilot once said he saw a woman waving in the forest. After the district chief learned about it, female blind and specialist take a plane to go. At this point, the woman had already crawled to the side of her husband's body. She dug up the wedding ring codes of the two in her bag. Then he lay down on his husband and fell asleep. She dreamed that her husband was carefully comforting her emotions, and advised her to live well. At this moment, she was awakened by the sound of the helicopter propeller, sparking up the hope of being alive again. Watching my dead husband, a woman's painful farewell, and then we embarked on the path of survival again. The woman finally climbed onto the pit. She took out the last flare and fired it into the air. A few people searching for a woman in the forest saw it. Hurry to run here. At the last moment, the woman was successfully rescued, finally left here by plane. This film is not fictional, but adapted from real events. The film also tells us at the end, no matter what environment you are in, no matter what difficulties you encounter, don't give up hope.